Alright guys, so the next step is actually getting to use the pen tool and trace this image right here. Okay, so make sure you have your working layer selected. You're going to grab your pen tool, or you can hit P on your keyboard for the keyboard shortcut, and it's completely up to you where you want to start. If you want to start at the beak or the body, I do recommend that you work by color because everything's kind of just separated by color. Okay, so I'm going to start at the body here. I'm going to start at this corner here, and I'm not really going to go in here and try to copy all of that. Oops, actually, let me undo. I'm going to make sure that there is no fill. Okay, so you want no fill. You might want to change this to red for now, just so I can see it. All right, so no fill, red outline or whatever bright color you want to see. And that looks okay. So I'm going to start right here. That's where the black kind of starts. And I'm just going to make these little like pointy little figures. Again, this is all stylized. You can go in here and change it if you want. Then once I get to this area, I'm gonna like drag something like this. I'm going to hold the Alt Option key and then move this handle like this. Click somewhere right there. I'm going to hold the Shift key just to make sure it's a straight line. And just want to make sure. Yeah, this will be fine because I'm going to end up fixing it later anyway. And I'm not too worried about this part, guys, because we're going to use yellow to cover it up. Okay, so once you have like a general outline done like this, hit this little, on your layers panel, hit this little arrow right here, and you'll notice that it automatically just renames it to path. I want to name this, double click on it to body, and then this is going to be black, so this is just for me to know. I'm going to come back to this. Okay. You can choose to hide it if you want and then move on to the next one. Completely up to you how you want to work on this. Uh, the next thing I want to do is this little yellow part right here. And I'm just going to change this to blue for now. And I'm going to lock this. Okay. Click and drag. And this one matters more than the black one did. There we go. All right. Make sure you're always closing your paths for this one. I switched over to my selection tool, came to my layers, double clicked on it, and this is body yellow. Okay. I'm going to unlock this one. Now I'm going to select the body part, and I'm actually going to change it to the color that it belongs to, just so you could, you know what? I'm going to hide it really quick by clicking this little eye icon. This is the body. Then I'm going to click on this yellow one here, or the body yellow. I'm going to make sure it has no stroke. And one neat thing I wanted to show you guys is that if you hit this tool right here, the eyedropper tool, I can just kind of hover over this area right here, and it'll select that yellow for whatever object I had selected on my file. So now if I turn both of those on, have something like this, which is still pretty cool. All right, so far so good, guys. I'm going to hide these layers again by clicking on the little eye icon. And the next thing I want to do is probably the eye really quick. I'm going to hold the shift key. It's okay if it's yellow because I'll change it in a bit. I'm going to change that to black. Then I'm going to grab this circle again, or the ellipse tool. I'm going to make this one white. Hold shift, come back to my selection tool, and then move it over here just to give it a little sparkle. And if you notice, this has like a little blue circle around it too. So actually I'm going to select my eyedropper tool, select this blue here by clicking once, go back to my ellipse tool, and do a little circle like this. All right, so if you notice something, this should be behind the eye and the little white circle, I can come over to my layers and just click on this one here, click, left click, hold, and then drag it below the pupil. Switch over to my selection tool, turn these on, and that is perfect. So another thing you guys can do is group things together. So I'm going to click on the white circle, hold shift down, click on the black circle. I still have shift down on my keyboard, and then I'm going to select the blue circle. And you can either right click and then select group, or you can hit Command G on your keyboard, and you'll notice that it changes this to a group. So now I can double click on this in my layers panel and call this the eye. Okay, I'm going to do a quick save just so I don't lose any work. And then we will move on to the next video, which is taking or finishing up some of this beak.